This is so funny. I actually fucked MoneyBagg Yo while he was dating Ari.
What?
Yes.
This is so entertaining. I truly to cash back yo. While he was dating AR, what yes I didn't part ways with that mother. Yes I did, yes it did. Yes it did, 'cause he had me up. Are you taking him back? I kept it, however. I just kept it G. Like definitely you realize. I did that. I'm sorry child. You had at least some idea what I'm talking about. I committed errors. You understand what I'm talking about that. Was then are you sorry 'cause individuals folks say. I'm sorry they be sorry, extremely sorry, they got seen no precisely, so it seems to be Ari Fletcher. And her man Cash Sack Yo could actually be on the out again on the grounds that Ari recently declared that she is single. She is of late got into a battle with Pac's child, Mom Delicious and Delicious, uncovered Pac for going behind Ari's back with her yet word on the roads is that this caused Ari to have an anxiety attack since Pac simply won't quit undermining her. There's such a lot of show going on you all. Since you will have a hard time believing how seriously Delicious hauled Ari and had her looking ridiculous stakes. How could she handle that? No, she ain't take that well. She ain't take that well yeta. When you have the individual like called him and attempted to let them know all that as he did this and this. And he was doing it, did you realize did you had any idea this? And is it so that exacerbated it on her life? You all it seems like Ari Fletcher and Cash Sack Yo are once again at it again, tapping out after a significant show that she got into with Pac's child mom. And she let the cat out of the bag via virtual entertainment, uncovering his tricky connections in her DM. This disclosure left Ari raging, prompting the separation. And it appears as though the separation may be extremely durable this time around this moment. This isn't the main opportunity that Sack's been trapped in the demonstration, however, in light of the fact that he's gotten all a history for strain, which is entirely expected among rappers and competitors. As we as a whole know presently, as a rule, Harry's exceptionally lenient, and she's deliberately ignored and been Stevie to the BS with every one of his ventures. Yet last year, she at long last had enough and said a final farewell to him since he just couldn't remain dedicated. She tweeted, I had a long, profound day yesterday. I cried a ton, yet I felt improved. After I let it out, I really wanted that no second thoughts or bad sentiments. I'm grateful for my life. And everyone individuals in it. I've experienced so a lot. And I've made significant progress. I got such a lot of life. To reside unprepared, she later affirmed the separation when she tweeted blissful paid and single geared up for whatever knew the separation news spread like quickly. And it seemed like Cash Sack's unfaithfulness arrived at a point in over return for Ari, currently finding a rapper with an unblemished history in the loyalty division is essentially unthinkable, and Pac is the same at first. Both Ari and Awful kept their mouth shut about the tales, yet the situation started to get interesting when a lady moved forward, uncovering that she had been engaged with Sack while he was still with Ari and charging that he had gone behind Ari's back with her. This is so amusing. I truly cash back while he was BAR. What yes his homeboy resembled goodness. He needs your number. And I'm like, okay. __. So I got his number, hit me up that very day like, come through this evening. We're hosting a little get together. And I slide through, and I was tanked horny. We this at last affirmed the deceiving tales. And it reached a place where even AR, we were unable to deny the things that had gotten muddled among them. And she uncovered that Sack had done her grimy. I said a final farewell to that mother. Yes, I did. Yes, it did. Yes, it did, 'cause he had me. Tear you taking him back. She additionally affirmed the duping bits of gossip, yet asserted that it didn't have anything to do with the separation. Anyway, fans weren't actually purchasing this story, that the separation didn't have anything to do with his disloyalty. It was evident that Ari was endeavoring to conceal any hint of failure and keep away from humiliation that frequently comes for being undermined. So true to form, she required Sack back after only 2 or 3 weeks, And they went through the entire everyday practice of promising to put the previous behind them and spotlight on the future. You all realize the drill pack even plumped down for an out-and-out interview to address what is going on happening about how profoundly sorry he was underscoring that he never expected to hurt Ari at such in the meeting. He proclaimed his undying affection for Ari, pronouncing that she's the best one for him still through the general mishmash. I just was persuaded, like this the one for me, like she like this my home slice, like this my canine, like it's adoration a companion, like all that entire relationship like. Going to let you know, like he likewise discusses how AR can't stand it when he makes her terrible search in open, better believe it, so she don't believe you should go out. And do no silly look silly right this going to ponder her. She presumably got to pack you up the fans, brought up how unusual it was, that he knew the amount Ari loathes being humiliated out in the open. Yet he went on to do that humiliating her by going behind her on numerous occasions, back with different ladies. He additionally uncovered that Ari didn't take the insight about his issue well indeed. And what exacerbated it was the way that she determined from another person. And not him. How could she handle that you realize she ain't take that well? She ain't take that well yet, when you have the individual, like, called him. An attempt to let them know all that as he did this and this. And he was doing it, did you realize? Did you had any idea about this? And didn't, so that aggravated it on her life. He then uncovered that he needed to manage his treachery issues, and that simulated intelligence was strong of him, and was assisting him with managing it. You understand what I'm talking about. I need to manage it, and traverse it, and she with it, and she assisting me with my you understand what I'm talking about assisting me with managing it. That is the reason I rock with her so extreme, 'cause he resembles Oak. I get it. I comprehend. You understand what I'm talking about. I don't need to. Don't allow it to reoccur. Don't let this now. For what reason did Cashpack proceed to spill the tea? When Ari was around here attempting to conceal his tricking tracks, he fundamentally took ownership of the way that cheating was the main driver of their separation. Yet you realize he vowed to make a fresh start swearing. He'd at absolutely no point ever cheat in the future now. So one could believe that that would destroy the story right well. Know someone let you know wrong in light of the fact that only a couple of brief, a long time after this entire, I'm attempting to be a superior individual discourse, he got CAU in the act, undermining computer-based intelligence. Again 2 or 3 months prior, Ari got into it on Twitter, with Pac's side piece die. And somebody on Dai's Twitter course of events tweeted Ruby Rose. Give she lay under men the entire day. And ask I don't realize Dai answered this expression. She ain't the only one 'cause my hand, generally out individuals, sort of perceived her answer to imply that she was cool with taking others' men. And this set are we off making her hammer DD saying your hand, generally out too. How about we discuss it now? Ari erased the tweet after 2 or 3 minutes, yet individuals immediately hit on an obvious conclusion and acknowledge what was happening, yet Diddy chose to be hella negligible, and she began retweeting stuff that fans deciphered as shade Ari. She said you need to let a man be a man won't ever leave the way that honeybees believe that that is a flex is so odd. Ain't met a honeybee that modest me yet. No honeybee might at any point. I won't ever show my hand to make no statements. Realize the score ain't even save mine. Twist his be clearly in wrong. Now you look dumb. I can't stand no sluggish lady, particularly when they more established than me. And I don't post no man ain't no determining everything they be saying. You all inflatable head honeybees. Ari got placed on impact by the side piece. And that was only weeks after Sack was over here swearing he was finished, with his deceiving ways with Ari assisting him with being a superior man. Yet you understand what's truly wild. Dai had the dauntlessness to freely toss concealed Ari, making fans keep thinking about whether Sack could have been rubbish talking Ari to Dai during their little pad talk. Yet the humiliation isn't halting there, since it appears as though Sack wasn't exploring every available opportunity. He was playing home games. Two new reports are spilling the tea that he's purportedly been playing with his child mom succulent, despite AR's good faith. It's no big surprise Ari and Delicious had that warmed confrontation via virtual entertainment. Several days prior now, assuming you've been monitoring Ari and Pac's romantic tale, you're most likely acquainted with Succulent, who's been a consistent difficult situation. She has 3 children with Sack. And from the manner in which she continues via online entertainment fans, don't trust that she's overpacked. Yet as of late, she has been working effectively of staying out of other people's affairs and hasn't actually been causing that much show, yet the dramatization fired up once more when Ari jumped on youthful Miami's Carisha. If it's not too much trouble. Web Recording Miami couldn't avoid raising the subject and inquired as to whether Pac was all the while getting comfortable with Delicious. And this is the very thing that Ari said, or Delicious she ain't like she going then.